All right, I'm going to start making a habit of if I have to leave messages to myself when we're playing games over long gaps, that I do that before I hit the how long to beat counter. I do have some messages from the end of the last session, so here they are. If I hold right trigger and right bumper, I can sprint. I should stutter step around mobs to get preemptive strikes. The indicator above everyone's health shows their damage types. And you can also quickly see what sort of damage they do to compare it to the damage types on enemies. It's the same icons. If something says 200, that means they're weak against it. If it says 0, that means they take no damage from that element. To check my notes, I press the back button, and I can farm for money with Elliot by buying fresh eggs, cooking them, and selling them. Last time we played this, it was for a 4-hour bonus stream. We ended up going over by like 7 minutes because of cutscenes. So we're going to wrap here about 53 minutes, and I think Mega Man said we were okay with that. Make up for the overage on the bonus stream. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. Let me boot it up and get the clock rolling. It might just be cutscenes, because we just did a bunch of mechanics, and this game seems to kind of alternate in a very Persona-like way. Chapter 1 End. I've really been trying to think of an undead rogue species. I mean, I keep jumping to World of Warcraft, where it's like one of the best races to play a rogue.
The Lino flowers that painted Trista's spring fields had faded, replaced by lush greenery and a refreshing breeze.
I think maybe what you do with rogue is you just make it like just literally a rogue that's been turned undead. Like, it's not a creature type like Lich or Death Knight. It's a previous human adventurer
we found ourselves
that was corrupted or turned into a skeleton or something.
School life.
Is it the Persona 3 font, Spiky? It might be the best way to represent it.
Training and academic studies continued to become more and more demanding. But May also heralded the beginning of specialist classes, more befitting a military academy.
Yeah, maybe like a nightshade or a shadow got turned into or corrupted in a rogue adventurer.
The Orbital Revolution 50 years ago changed the way wars were fought forever.
Hey, it's Cam Clark. My man. He even looks like Liquid Snake.
There are a number of reasons for this fundamental change, but 4 factors in particular that I would argue to be the most important.
I think he was also, was it Kratos in or Kratos in Tales of Symphonia?
The first is the invention of
other things.
Guns, cannons, and other weaponry. The increased accuracy of these weapons, as well as their ease of maintenance and manufacture, instantly rendered all other firearms obsolete.
Cam Clark must have gotten a big old paycheck for this game.
The second factor is the associated mechanization of the military. Orbital technology led to the formation of armored divisions made up of tanks and armored cars. The impact this new kind of tactical unit had on the battlefield, with its enhanced offense, defense, and mobility, cannot be overstated. The third factor is the invention of airships. Warships that rely on the gravity manipulation ability of a flight field to remain in the air simply did not exist before the revolution. The sudden addition of a whole new dimension to war, the sky, made countless new strategies viable that were previously unimaginable. And the last factor is the creation of an entirely new practical science, which may be the biggest, most important change of all.
I do really like this, like, lore background setting stuff. This is definitely my jam.
Without orbital technology, such a concept would scarcely even have been conceivable. But now we'd be virtually crippled. Reen Schwarzer, can you tell the class what that new scientific breakthrough was?
Say communications. Cell phones. Or radio waves, probably more correct. Countermeasures have been invented, such as wiretapping and jamming, to partially limit its benefits. So, this is probably a good six-gun question. Are radio signal jamming like a real thing that the military does? I know it's really strictly prohibited on civilian bands that you cannot have any device that creates any kind of interference, even if it's accidental. And I don't know if that is just something that everybody does at all levels of society, or if you would use that in the military, you would try to jam signals on purpose. That is a thing. Okay. I have to work really hard to keep up. Like an extra AP for getting answers right. Uh-huh. Boo.
Why did Lady Laura have to be placed in a class like that? I was truly looking forward to studying alongside her.
Is that girl next to her not the one who scored the highest on the entrance exam?
I believe so, though I also hear she's a mere commoner.
There's something about that silvered-haired girl that I find oddly soothing. I wonder if she'd let me stroke her hair if I were to ask nicely.
It's a weird thing to say about a stranger.
Idle chatter.
Well, Ferris is important because she has a portrait in game.
Class 1. We are above such droll behavior. As well, we cannot allow ourselves to be bettered by that rabble, even in something as insignificant as the culinary arts.
Of course not.
I'm so accustomed to our chef doing all of the cooking, however, that I must admit I'm finding this all rather challenging.
Oh, you can use military jamming to stop explosives from getting instructions from their control units. Interesting.
Could they make it a little less obvious they're talking about us? I mean, seriously.
It stands to reason they'd be curious about our class. It's hard to blame them for that, at least.
I think you
Whisking furiously noise. Dude, I never know when enough whisking is enough. Or enough anything is enough in cooking. I never believe that I'm done. I always stir it for like an extra 2 minutes more than is probably necessary.
I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of using an orbital computer.
Jesus Christ.
Likewise. I was lost at first, but it's slowly beginning to make more sense.
Maybe they'll comment on it. I shouldn't judge it now.
Well, it is cutting-edge technology here in Erebonia, so I think most people are confused until they've gotten used to it.
Well, especially since it's a fictional universe.
Marcius and Eustace both picked it up surprisingly quickly, though.
It's one thing to do it in a fictional universe if you're going to comment on it. Like, you know, there's a patriarchy in Song of Ice and Fire, but it's like pretty core to the plot. And I would say that the genre, or at least A Song of Ice and Fire specifically, condemns it pretty heavily in the text, you know?
Yeah, but academics are their thing. And I'm pretty sure Machias has been interested in computers for a while, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Eustace also seems to get the hang of things far quicker than most people, even if he's not interested in them at all. Which probably just adds insult to injury for Machias.
I'll bet. I hear they were really butting heads during last month's field study.
They were. At one point, things almost took a violent turn. We were able to hold them back, but I don't think we could have kept them under control for long if Instructor Sarah hadn't arrived.
We really need to do something about them, but I have no idea what.
I don't either, but you're right. This has gone on for way too long as it is. It needs to stop.
Rein Schwarzer.
Huh? Isn't he from Class 1?
Class 1?
Is it?
That is correct. My full name is Patrick T. Higharms.
Patrick T.
I don't
Chernobyl.
believe I need to say anything more than that.
Higharms is an important family.
So, you're from the Higharms family.
Are they prestigious?
About as prestigious as they come. The Higharmses are one of the 4 great houses. Though they're slightly lower in rank than the Alvarez. I'm sorry. I meant no offense.
It doesn't matter. I didn't come here to talk to commoners or foreigners.
The Alvarez, like, that the royal family? The Tudors, basically?
I came to bring glass
meant a lot of
tidings
offense.
to you, Rein Schwarzer. I am generously extending you welcome. to make use of the accommodations on the 3rd floor of the Student Union building.
You mean...
The 3rd floor?
That's where the Noble's Salon is, right?
Is Alvarea just one of the 4 noble houses? It's not like the royal
Your
house?
father may be a mere baron, but that still makes you a noble. And though you've had the misfortune of sharing a class with this riffraff, I have decided to use my good name as a member of the High Arms family to afford you the privilege of joining us. I do hope you appreciate it.
Well... How can I turn him down politely?
So does the royal family in this setting come from one of the 4 houses, or is it a 5th house?
This hardly strikes me as the best place to be recruiting new members.
Eustace.
Eustace Alvarea?
I wasn't aware the 3rd son of the High Arms family counted playing factions among his hobbies.
Oh, he's calling him out for being the 3rd son. God.
If you wished for company in the salon, should you not have come to me first?
You? You've been invited countless times. You simply choose not to come. Despite there being no shortage of second years practically begging for your company.
I have no interest.
Suit yourself then. But you, Schwarzer, make sure you think long and hard about this. If you care about your future, you need to start thinking about the connections you're making and the sides you're taking.
Sparkling haired. Oh, nobility shit.
He's certainly not shy.
No, he's not. I wasn't sure how to turn him down either.
Because is there an easier way to get your player audience to hate characters than to put them on that side of the nobility argument, right?
Thanks for stepping in, Eustace.
I guess you could have them kick a dog.
I wasn't trying to help you.
I know, right? You could vote.
But I did cause you
We
some
really
trouble
need a
during
guillotine
last month's
emoji
field study,
at this
so
point.
No, that's all.
Last month's field study? Is he...
Yeah, I think he means the run-in we had with the provincial army.
Oh, like, it's a manga trope to have the rich family versus... I see.
Ah, so he feels partially responsible for his family's actions then.
I don't know, it's like... It's hard for me to put my finger on it. There are people in the real world who are like that. I've been treated like that by people. I went to... Andrea had like a Rice. She went to Rice University in Houston for her undergrad, and she went to like a reunion for that. And she went to a wedding from one of her colleagues from undergrad. And there were people there that treated me like scum because I hadn't gone to college, and I had never experienced it before. I was just kind of looking like, are you guys fucking serious with this shit?
I must have been looking for a way to apologize to you.
But it just doesn't feel real to me. Like,
I guess he has a nice side after all.
people with their noses stuck really high up in the air with their limos and talking about being around common riffraff. Like, feels like it's more common for rich people to pretend like they get what it's like to be a real person. Next Wednesday is your second practical exam. Yeah, it's like the dialogue and the localization in this game are very good. So it's not that the dialogue is bad, it's just that the character trope is bad. You know what I mean? Like, they're clearly, within the context of that trope, his dialogue is well written for what they're trying to communicate. But I guess it's what we've talked about a lot with Trails of Cold Steel, that there's a lot of shorthand. Like, we want you to get acquainted with these characters quickly, and having the guy show up and be that over the top about to the nobility thing is the equivalent of him showing up and kicking the dog. It's a quick tell to the audience, don't like that guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't have any subtlety to it because they don't really have time for subtlety with this volume of characters. Factions and role building to franchise the game.
All rise. Bow.
Well, I'll see you later, Reen.
Later.
Oh, are you two going to club activities today?
Yeah, I am. Did you want to have dinner together later?
Yeah, make him a chauvinist. What are all of the anime/manga get the audience on the bad side of this character tropes? Could you stack them all in one person?
We've been eating in the cafeteria.
Cruelty to
an awful
animals.
lot. So maybe we could go to the cafe in Trista today for a change of scenery?
Arrogant carelessness.
Sounds good to me. You want to just meet up in the entrance hall later?
Sure.
See you then.
Oh, hi, Elisa. Are you off to club practice too?
Oh, it's true. There's a lot of like trash American TV that has these problems. A lot of like trash police procedurals that do the same thing.
No, not today.
What is it? Is there something you wanted to ask me?
It's nothing. I'll see you later.
What was that all about?
Did you do something else to upset her?
A Law and Order is the OG
Not that I'm aware of.
police procedural. It's generally pretty well executed.
Oh, I suppose it's
Its imitators
possible I did
are
something wrong
like
without even
CSI and Criminal
realizing
Minds
it.
are pretty trash.
Her.
I was speaking in jest, I assure you. Are you planning on going into the old schoolhouse again tomorrow?
Yeah. The principal did ask me to keep an eye on it, so I thought I'd make time for a quick look inside.
All right. Please let me know when you're planning to begin the expedition, if you would.
He's pretty, so he's potentially a competent
I have club
antagonist.
activities tomorrow. As far as I'm concerned, the old
I like
schoolhouse
that.
takes priority.
Thanks. I'll let you know.
Be fat
Excellent.
and piggish.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
You're in the chess club, aren't you, Machias? Or are you planning on studying in the library?
Since when was it any of your business what I choose to do after class?
No, I just... Have I done something to upset you?
Not especially. It's actually my fault for being deceived so easily in the first place.
Oh. Let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all in equal standing here. I'm really
Thanks.
sorry. I wasn't trying to
So
deceive
the
you.
tendency of these anime-style games to flashback constantly is frustrating when you're playing it all back-to-back. It's like, yeah, that just happened. But when you're playing it in 1 hour subblock bursts, thank you, game. I appreciate that. I didn't
Save
remember
your
that
breath.
scene.
Whether you're a noble or not is beside the point. The bottom line is you lied to me, and I simply cannot trust those who lie. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that was like in the first few hours in the opening dungeon, right? It would have been that first like 3 or 4 hour session for Mega Man.
I'm sorry.
Please, think nothing of it.
Oh, am I intruding?
Oh.
No, I'm just sitting here
Did you
doing
need
nothing.
something?
I
Sticking
accidentally
around.
left one of my textbooks in my desk, so I came back to fetch it.
Last time on Trails of Cold Steel. Frieza and Cell have joined forces
Ah,
to stop
here it is.
Goku and his Z Squad.
What subject?
Take a look.
Intermediate mathematics for
Studying
dummies.
hard as always, I see. Except, wait. Intermediate? Isn't that part of the Sunday school curriculum?
It sounds great, Leon.
Seems a bit basic for you.
Oh, it's not for me. I promised to help Fee with her math studies. I found this at a bookshop in town and thought it might be of some use to her.
Ah, okay.
Which reminds me, I should really be going. I'm sure she's waiting for me by now.
I wonder if it's just a localization query. I mean, using for dummies tells me exactly what kind of book that is, but there's no implication
I'll see
that
you
that's
later,
going to
Ree.
offend Fee, right?
Take care.
Yeah, that's nice, Leon.
And don't worry.
Huh?
The weight in Divinity
I'm
is
sure
fine.
Machias doesn't hate you or anything. If you can find some way of making him realize how you feel, I'm sure he'll understand. It's just getting through to him that might be tough.
Yeah. I just have to keep at it. If Emma believes I can make it work, then I'll believe it too. I should probably also get going. Maybe I'll wander around the academy grounds for a while before returning to the dorm.
Wander around. I can do that. Let's save really quick. Yeah, so like, I think the anime thing, and other genres do this too, but something I notice a lot in anime is your characters have a lot of dials on their personalities, and it seems like a lot of anime will just like pick a dial and turn it to 11. But there's very few dials that are turned partway, but not all the way. And that's even true for some of the anime that I like a lot, like Death Note. Most of the characters in Death Note are that sort of, okay, they each have one thing that they do, and then if they have more personality traits beyond that, they're all cranked as far as it goes. Like, you can't just be a good student, you have to be the best student in class, right? Take this potato chip and eat it. I actually kind of like that about One Punch Man. I feel like a lot of the characters in One Punch Man are pretty one-dimensional and have their dials turned to different levels, where you have to watch several episodes of it to kind of get who the characters are. Japanese writing and comedy is on the nose by design. Look at just the volume of the optional dialogue for talking to Elliot here after that. I think this is, I assume this is time gated. It's impressive, I'm not complaining. If you really want to immerse yourself, you certainly can. Alright, so red exclamation point is progress the day. Green exclamation points are side quests, but there aren't always side quests, and there are sometimes optional AP granting side quests that don't appear on the map, right? And it's showing me where all the other characters are, so I could potentially go talk to them and hang out with them, I guess. Comedy routine elsewhere would end with a joke. Alright, I forgot I can warp places. Thought I could get like a... Okay, this is the map I was looking for a second ago. I don't have anywhere else to go. Japan, it ends with another person calling out the person who made the joke, like, oh, this is the thing that you said that was funny, is that what you mean? 1,400,000 characters, wow. I'll try talking to one of the other characters and see what happens. Let's sum up the joke that just happened. So is this like a hidden side quest? It certainly wasn't marked. She doesn't show up. Was she the silver-haired girl? Who was Fee? I don't know. I don't remember if I've had her in my party since the very beginning of the game. The entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. Okay, so she's the girl that's in the old schoolhouse. I'm reading that right? Yes. Oh, I think there she is. Smacking them in the back of the head with their clipboard or script. Okay, I see. So like the Monty Python approach of no, we're not ever going to do punchlines, we're actually going to cut away once something stops being funny is like the antithesis of the Japanese style of resolving comedy. Not only does there need to be a punchline, but there needs to be an overt reaction by someone to the joke. I guess I've seen that when we were watching Japanese TV in Tokyo. Like, there'll often be constant streams of, like, on-screen graphics about what's happening in a funny show. Sure, falling asleep at odd spots around campus like this is such a good idea. It's weird. Again, impressive. I guess the game sort of pointed me to this because they said she was going to help her study in the library, and then the screen tells me where the characters are. Oh, cool. Link XP. So, am I limited on the amount of Link XP I can get for characters during this sort of downtime if it shows their faces on the screen, or can I generally get Link XP with all of them if it's available? So I guess it's not really a side quest, it's a side interaction, and you can tell when this is available when you see faces like this. How they show us together, okay. Just trying to grok the way the game communicates the mechanical information of Link quests. Using the hangout points and you're not using a limited resource. Okay, thank you. Welcome to the Occult Research Society. Uh-huh. Muting so Andrea can pour some.
Are you getting used to life at the academy yet? That's good to hear. By the way, tomorrow is another free day. Are you really willing to help out again, like Instructor Sarah said? Thanks a lot, Rain. I really do appreciate it.
I guess to me, the absurdity of Monty Python... What's interesting to me with Monty Python is their refusal to have punchlines. Right, like that was one of the core rules. It's sort of like the Seinfeld rule of no hugging, no learning. That if it was building to a punchline, instead of doing that, they would just transition into another sketch and just cut, basically. Which is a very different style of comedy. I don't think it's correct, necessarily. Oh, hey, Andrew.
What you playing?
Trails of Cold Steel.
So it's about trains?
It's an anime game.
Sir, how are you?
Here comes science. Where is Laura?
So what's the story?
We're mercenary students at a military academy.
So Final Fantasy VIII?
Basically, but way more text, way more anime. We're in like a special class called Class 7.
Is there a sexy dominatrix teacher?
There is not a sexy dominatrix teacher.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's a teacher who is kind of inappropriate. Like, she's not very professional.
Okay.
She's a combat teacher, Instructor Sarah. She's cool. She's pretty goofy and informal.
Gotcha. Like, was she talking about having sand up her vagina? Not that informal.
Not that informal.
It's really painful.
Marstead After Dark, everybody. Slovenly is a good description. She'll like drink in front of the students, though, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, what's the legal drinking age in Japan? Is it young? Like,
If they really love his winning personality.
20? Huh, I guess I would have.
Alright, I can do this. Yeah.
Like, is it common for college students to, like, get wasted every weekend like it is in America?
Hey there, first year.
Do they play beer pong? What's Japanese beer pong?
Oh, it's you. I'm not going to play along with your scams this time, so you might as well be on your way.
I wasn't trying to hustle you before, honest. Did you, figure out how I did it, though?
He had a coin that the same face on both heads.
If you really want your 50 mirror back, I'll be happy to hand it over.
Great.
But wouldn't you rather feel like you earned it? Come on, what do you say?
Just give it to me.
There had to have been a trick to it. Some form of sleight of hand. Something that wasn't as it seemed. If I had to guess, I'd say the crux of this illusion was...
Do you like palm it? Need to see the event again to make a better guess.
No, he definitely threw it into the air. I watched him do it, which means...
So I would have gotten an AP if I'd have gotten that right the first time.
No, it looks far too simple to have anything hidden in it, which means it must have been...
The drawstring bag at its feet.
I'm pretty sure...
First try!
Which means... You threw the coin in the air, but let it fall instead of trying to catch it.
The school only has ties as part of the dress code so people can wear them in the most slovenly, hip fashion possible to distinguish them from the other characters in the uniform,
let it fall
right?
right into the open bag, lying in wait for it at your feet. Am I right?
Yeah, not bad. It took you a while to get there, but I'll give it to you.
So I was right.
Yep, spot on. And a promise is a promise, so here's your 50 mirror bag.
You going back on your promise?
I've only got 10 mirror on me.
It's fine. Just forget it. It's only 50 mira. You can keep it.
Oh, really? Well, that's mighty generous.
Hey! Stop trying to leech money off innocent first years, you louse.
Oh, crap. It's the she-devil.
What? A bicycle? No, it looks like it's powered by orbital energy. Wait, I've seen this girl somewhere before.
You're Reen, I take it. I've been hearing all about you from Toa and George. Sounds like you pulled off some pretty amazing stuff in your field study last month.
I'm surprised you know my name, actually. I didn't think I'd been doing anything worthy of such attention. Guess I should still officially introduce myself, though. I'm Reen Schwarzer. It's nice to meet you.
Same.
Angelica Rogner.
I'm Angelica Rogner. Glad I could finally make your acquaintance.
The last names always have this sort of like, it sounds vaguely Western, but something slightly off.
Rogner?
I enjoyed that about Road to Gehenna as well, which wasn't the same concept.
One of the 4 great houses?
Reminded
Same
me of it.
reaction every time, I swear. Yeah, I'm his unworthy daughter. But he doesn't really want to have anything to do with me since I go around dressed like this.
I think it's less how you dress and more how you behave. Where are you going on that bike at this hour anyway?
It'd be like if I made a game about Japan, or like a Japan-inspired fictional setting, and named a character like Tetsuya Nintendo or something.
George finally finished tuning the mobile engine. So I figured I'd give it a run to the capital and back and see how it holds up.
Sure must be nice not to have a care in the world.
Look who's talking.
So you do ride it like a bike.
How? What was he thinking? What other way is there?
Catch you later.
Stand on it?
I'm guessing it's new technology. This might be the first motorcycle he's ever seen. They have this like unobtainium thing called orbs that they use for magic and electricity and technology and stuff.
Huh. Lost for words? That's a little something George put together a while back. He calls it an orbital bike. Pretty cool, huh?
It is. It's kind of like a steel horse. I'm guessing you can't buy those in any shops?
Nah. The Ruhr Institute of Technology started putting that one together as part of a test. Then George finished it off. Angelica put up the money for the parts herself. Oh, but Toa and I helped out too.
Sounds like it must have been a pretty challenging project. Are you on good terms with Toa and George then? Angelica said she'd heard all about me from them. Maybe you had a little something to do with that too?
Well, we're all from different classes, but we've kind of stuck together for a while now. Come to think of it, I never did introduce myself, did I?
Crow Armbrust.
Name's Crow Armbrust. Second year, class.
What's an armbrust?
I'm sure I'll catch you around again.
What's a brust?
Later.
Is it like a rat?
Phoenix Wright names are fairly average for Japanese character names.
Huh?
What's German for crossbow? Okay.
What does brushed mean? Brust?
There's an English word that's similar to that. I'm trying to place it.
It seems like every second year I meet is somebody important.
Brust means breast.
So is it because you hold it like coming out of your chest?
Pull it back.
With your arm?
Hang out in the dormitory, sure. Arbalest, that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't think that they're related, but...
To the internet!
Thank you, Zacchaeus, I was trying to search for. Eustace is a rich nobleman, with like very, very, very
Is he
famous
from one
house.
of the... Okay.
He's like the equivalent of the Tyrells. You might actually like this game, Andrea. I'll add it to the list of things for you to maybe try sometime to see if it's up your alley. Arcabalista, same as Arbalest? Yes. Most like siege weaponry words I know because of, or siege anything, castles, parapets, all that's from video games.
I just learned it now. Which tells you how many video games. They didn't like have weapons in Spyro. He had fire breath.
But you played oh my god, you played that castle game, Castle Explorer.
Yeah, Castle Explorer.
Which is barely a game. It literally just exists to teach you the vocabulary of castles and siege weaponry.
Yep.
There's no other... Okay, it's fine.
I just liked playing the sneaky sneak part.
Okay. The part that was like actually closer to a game than a edutainment thing. This is Sarah. She's the sort of unprofessional, informal teacher. You're actually not drinking. Beer's the fuel that keeps my fires burning. I'll even let you have a can or two for yourself.
Beer, the cause and solution to all of life's problems.
I do kind of like Sarah as a character because he's definitely represented as like a teacher who is a person that has a life independent of being a teacher, right? A lot of media designed for consumption by teenagers or featuring teenagers doesn't really represent the teacher characters as their own entities outside of their school role. Which doesn't actually want me to get the beer for her. Okay. Is Schorzer, like, is that a literal German surname, or is it like a German surname but with a couple extra letters added? Because I've heard like Schwartz is black, right? Oh, it literally is? Okay. That's fair.
Then where did we come up with the word black?
Blog, I think?
What's that from?
I think that's Old English, black. It's like...
Where does Schwartz come from?
Oh, I don't know.
And someone looks at like something black that's like Schwartz.
Probably shouldn't go out this late at night. I think that's about everybody I can talk to. Nordic Svart.
Oh, we don't have many, like, Nordic words in English.
We do.
Really? Like Odin?
Yeah, I guess.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, Wednesday. Well, there you go. Wednesday. Odin's Day. Also Thursday. And Friday.
Frida.
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 And Tuesday. Not Monday or Sunday, though, or Saturday.
Wonder how that came to be.
The absorption of pagan culture.
Right on.
I guess Tuesday is Tears Day. Student Council tasks for May.
They don't have a Loki day.
Old Schoolhouse Mystery 2.
No day.
Sure that you're completely repaired. Something urgent has come up, so I really need someone to take care of tutoring the kid I usually teach. I'll be waiting in the lower class dorms. Book delivery. A number of books have just arrived at Thor's faculty. Make assistance in delivering them. Inquire at Keen's bookstore. Okay. So... lower class dorms I should be able to do right from here, right?
do you all know so much about words? I should have taken like a etymology class in college. That might have been cool.
Something that...
I don't think it was offered because I've never heard of such a class.
I'm guessing the audience is inadvertently selected for it because it's something that I just think is fun to talk about. So people that also like to talk about it are probably more attracted to sticking around if they hear that sort of conversation. I don't know. Alright, where is the lower dorms?
Yeah, that makes sense. More than one.
Bookstore, cafe, and inn.
And sometimes I feel like I'm at a disadvantage, or at least I feel...
Well, this is just the class.
Maybe not at a disadvantage, because actually I feel like I'm at an advantage being a native English speaker, especially in science, since everything is done in English.
Yeah.
But I feel like
lingua franca.
Less educated, which I guess I am, so, you know, that makes sense.
I think it's possible to know several languages and not really give a shit about etymology, though, right? You probably might have an intuition for it, just because you've noticed, oh, these two words have something in common.
Poquito.
I thought it told me that someone was here in the cafe.
La biblioteca.
Crow should be here. Yo, there's Crow. What's up, dude?
Conning people? Isn't that what he do?
Spend time with Crow. This will consume a bonding point. I can come back and make that choice later, right?
How many bonding points do you have?
You get 2.
Is this because you're an introvert?
Free day.
Like, why don't you just bond with everyone?
It's meant to be a sort of a light take on the Persona formula, because Persona is all about it's the opportunity cost of what to do in a school day. So you can only hang out with one person in the afternoon. If you're going to hang out with someone, that means you're not doing your homework. That means you're not doing other things. You're not working a second job. So this is like Persona, but a lot more mild.
You can't have more than like 4 besties?
I guess so.
Then they're not your bestie. They're just your E. Likey. Side quest. Is there a battle in this?
Yes.
Is it turn-based?
Yes. It's true turn-based, actually. It's like a mix of a bunch of different JRPGs. Yeah, there's no ATB meter.
Thank God. I hate ATB.
I think the battle system in this is one of the best I've ever seen in any JRPG. But again, like Persona, there's long stretches of story. Okay, now you're in a dungeon. But for now, we're delivering books.
I mean, knowledge transfer is important.
Behind the War of the Lions, modern art, complete works, topical science, analyzing macroeconomics.
Yeah, I loved Final Fantasy X system. Also, I was very diligent when I played that game. I made sure that for every battle, he can attest. Every single person
had them defend once.
Yep, every single person got fucking experience from that.
It's wild.
And every time I got a sphere a sphere, I put it in the grid.
It's wild when you wouldn't wait and let it build up.
No.
For every battle, you would go and manage.
Every battle.
Like, if you think of Gabe and Tycho.
Oh yeah, Kamari.
Penny Arcade, where Tycho is willing to suffer for games and Gabe is not. Andrea leans very heavy Gabe in most cases. If a game doesn't do only and exactly what you tell it to do right away, and if you like try to jump and you fall in the first hour of the game, you're gonna be like, fuck this game, I don't want to play it. But sometimes you're willing to suffer.
Yeah, like I spent an hour in one of these worlds in Spyro this morning looking for gems because Sparks' pointing was bullshit. But normally he does a really good job.
Maybe it's like a sunk cost thing. You had already gotten to the point where, you've already spent so much time on it now, it's worth it. It's the guy who needs help with tutoring. automatically let everyone get XP?
No, wait, no, yes we have. Yeah, we started playing CTR. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And for some reason, I thought back in the day, you had to pick a character and that was your character for the whole thing. But that might have been a self-imposed
mistake
thing because I never customized everything, which is where you switch characters.
Oh, I see.
Right? And
Yeah.
so I just thought I had to do everything with the bear because he was my character.
This is a great side quest. I can't tutor this kid today. Like, okay, well, what do you want me to teach him? Whatever you want. He's like, are you sure you want me to do it? I've never been a tutor before. Like, yeah, go for it. It's fine.
Oh, but in the original you were locked into a character?
Whatever.
I'm not insane. Yeah, I think I did it with the bear and with Crash. Maybe Coco. You like Coco because she's the accelerator one.
Yeah, I like acceleration and handling in that order, I think.
But it's hard.
Oh yeah, CTR is really hard compared to like Mario Kart.
It's not a trivial game.
So the rubber banding is really aggressive.
Yeah.
So you either have to be perfect for the entire race or you have to have a really good third lap. Okay. I've actually never played Diddy Kong Racing. That one will be blind for me when we get to it on stream. It seems like CTR has more in common with Diddy Kong Racing than with like regular Mario Kart. Alright, does it tell me where to turn in the books? Yes? Question mark? Making she's a book recipients. Do it later. That's probably going to take more time. So let me keep that in mind for the end of session here. She's Trista House. Okay. I'm guessing the green one in the Class 7 dormitory. So, green icons shown on this map are always side quest related. Green icons shown on this map might be bonding point spending opportunities. I think it's on the second floor. Yellow? Those look pretty green to me.
I mean, they're kind of a greenish yellow.
Yeah. Okay. But they'll only show up on that big map and show you the face of the person, right? You can spot the hive mind building in chat once Diddy Kong Racing was mentioned. Oh, we're at time. Alright, let me save, and then I'll leave notes to my future self after stopping the clock. Okay. So, future Marstead, here's what you need to know. You're currently doing side quests. One of them is to tutor someone. That's in Trista House, if you look on the map, so head there, maybe at the end. The other one is return library books. Books that people have borrowed. There's 5 of them. They should just be the little green icons. So do that. You have 2 bonding points you can spend. It doesn't really matter. Just pick 2 characters, maybe party members, since I think improving your bonding with party members improves their combat efficacy to some extent. Notes that we want to have at the end of every Trails of Cold Steel stream. Hold right trigger and right bumper to sprint. Stutter step around enemies to get preemptive strikes. There's an indicator above people's health that shows their damage types. If it says 200, that means an enemy's weak against it. If it says 0, that means they take no damage from that element. The note button is the back button, and you can always farm for money when you have Elliot in your party and access to buying fresh eggs, cooking them, and selling them. Thanks. The next game today is Skyrim to close out Subblock. We'll be back in a few minutes with that.